Hello everyone, welcome back to our Thursday live stream at VNCE. My name is On. I'm so happy to be with you tonight and thank you for joining us from your home. So every week we explore art with the children together. So today we have something very special and we will travel back in time to ancient Egypt, really far away from Vietnam, I guess. So through art, of course. Our team today is inspired by Egyptian art, discovering culture through paintings. Together with Gulya, our curator, we will learn how art helps children connect with history and culture. So, before we begin, Gulya, could you introduce yourself and share why you enjoy guiding children through cultural art?
Okay, thank you on and everyone who joined to our live stream. I'm Gulya from our BNP Art Gallery for Children here in Da Nang city, and I'm a curator here and art teacher. Every Sunday, I host our activities for kids. I love working with children because their curiosity and imagination is endless, and they are easy inspired, and they themselves also my own inspiration. That's why I really like working with kids and make these activities. So let's talk about this Sunday's activity. It will be ancient Egypt art. I choose it, and let's talk about this topic more.
Mm-hmm. That really nice, wonderful, Gulia, and thank you so much for your introduction. So I love how you described the arts at the journeys, and it really make the history alive for children because somehow we will try to make you from Russia, right, and then try to make the workshop for the Vietnamese local children. And then we try to connect Russia, Vietnam, and Egypt at this moment. It's not about the connection, but it's something we learn and discover something new for all of us. So, all right, let's begin with our journey. So, what made the Egyptian art so special? And we can find out together. But before of it, it would be great if you can tell us more.
Yeah, first of all, art from Egypt. It is a very ancient, and it is one of the oldest forms of art in the world. It appeared thousands of years ago, and was one of the first types of art in human history. So I decided that it will be interesting to discover, to learn with kids. That's why it is so important and special. And people already painting, carving, building amazing things when many other sculptures had not even started. In ancient Egypt. That's why I choose it to discover with kids, try to make typical for ancient Egypt art symbols we will paint. I think about, if we speak about art from Egypt, it's another thing that makes this art unique. It's own style with many rules of drawing. For example, ancient artists from Egypt, they followed strict rules when they make their pictures. When they didn't try to show things the way they look in real life, and instead they showed each part of the, for example, from the body, from the best angle, the head from the side and the eye from the front, for example, and the shoulders from the front also, and the legs from the side. They make it for maybe for more big effect to people who saw it. more present, maybe, and that made their art look different, for sure, very different, and also very easy to recognize. And for repeating with kids, also, I hope that it will be easy. Also, art from Egypt wasn't made just for decoration. It had deep meaning. It showed dogs, pharaohs, and gods. Most of it was made for temples, and art helped people connect with the gods in these ancient years and prepare for how they believe for next life also. And this is why art from Egypt is not only beautiful but also full of history and full of deep meaning.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I totally understand with that. Yes, when we're talking about Egypt, it's way be better when we learn a little about Egyptian art, or like not the art. It's also not only about the paintings, but also the architectures in the Egypt. Also amazing how Egypt shown how to say in the past they can make such amazing architectures in the past, right? They also have a lot of scientists in the past from Egypt as well. If it's like a scientist, but what will be the word that for now I will use, because suddenly I do not remember exactly the word for that. But that's it how people also discover day and night. And of course, like in China, they also discover day and night, but they use completely different systems. And every places, when you're talking about Egypt, you immediately think about traditions, right? There's so it's something so unique that people, when they talk about the Egypt, they think about the ancient. They think something about history. So yes, with the Egyptian art, here drawing a paintings, it's very simple, like Gulya just said, and I really love that because it's just not decoration. It's kind of storytelling. Yes. Yeah. So, why do you think children enjoy painting inspired by history, like ancient Egypt?
I think that children enjoy painting history, like ancient Egypt, because it's fun and exciting when they learn about pyramids, mummies, kings and queens, and dog with human bodies and other animals or other bodies, the goat with animal heads. It feels like a big adventure or like a traveling to the history, to the ancient years of our history. And the stories from ancient Egypt more full of mystery and magic, and that kids want to learn it more. Also, art from Egypt uses strong lines, bright colors, and cool shapes. I think that it's easy to repeating by kids, so it's really fun to draw or paint, and children can use their imagination to think about what life was like long ago, and painting helps them feel like they are part of the story, not just reading about it from books, for example. And it's fun way to learn about history, creativity, and I know many kids who really like all this ancient Egypt stuff. For example, my eldest son also like ancient Egypt very much. For example, we have here in Da Nang, we have one hotel which is designed in ancient Egypt style, and he always say that I want to move to this hotel because I like ancient Egypt, and it's interesting, and I asked why, and he said it's like full of history and culture, full of magic, some mystery, and that's why he want to learn more about it, and he wants discover it more, and even move to the hotel which designs
That's cute. Mhm. Yeah, so for me, like if I'm talking about the Egypt art, I'm gonna say it's like a language in pictures.
Yes, yes.
It's quite a lot. You don't have to speak it out loud. You know, when you look at the picture, it's already showing up on that, and they're really nice. And of course, for children's imaginations and magic is what they love. I'm gonna say it. They have a lot of fantasy with their own imagination. You know, they think about the future. For example, if you ask like what you want to do, and then I want to become American president, for example, any president. Okay, and then that's that really nice. Yes, and of course, it's like no fee, no cost to imagine things, and that really nice connection that the Egyptians arts can really have the kids can create their own imaginations, and we already discussed about the imaginations topic from previous week already. We bring this one quite often into the workshops because that's where the more fantasy from the kids they will do because they love to see the kind of magic happen. And children enjoy it because the style is just simple and colorful, like Julia just said, and easy to copy, right? So when you look at it, it doesn't have to be exactly that curve, have to use the technique. I feel mostly like a drawing cartoon. That may be really nice from that for the childrens and kids should naturally connect with clear, playful shapes, and they don't even realize that they are learning history while painting, and that is something really nice. Or they doesn't have to have a depth knowledge about the history, but at least they know, like, oh, this simple, like I know that it come from Egypt, for example. That's also already the first step to learn about history. You don't have to know too much detail, right? So, and how can the Egyptians art have the children imagine life thousands of years ago if we're talking about like a history? What
Egyptian art shows many things about how people lived a long time ago. In their paintings, we can see how people, for example, cooking food, playing music, and even dancing. We also see pictures of kings, queens, dogs, and other animals with humans body and gods with animals head and temples. When children look at this art, they can start to imagine what life was like thousands of years ago. What did people wear, for example? What did they eat? What games did they play? And Egyptian art gives answers to these questions, all from paintings. And it helps children understand that even though people lived long ago, they had families, jobs, beliefs, and just like we do now. And art is like a picture book from the past. Without words, but with paintings, it also gives a lot of information, maybe in more easy way for understanding, more interesting way for kids.
Yes, and we know that Egyptian art is just a time machine grab about the color and symbolism because it's already like more than 5,000 years ago, as I believe. I'm not sure exactly the word, but as it's such a long time in the history already when you're talking and they say when they're talking about Egypt, I think, oh my God, it's ancient, you know. So but it's especially powerful because it speaks through the picture importance and story that they can see and they can maybe a little bit feel proud of themselves and try to create something to touch, right? So and as Gulya talked before, like it's help children imagine life 1,000 years ago. by turning the history into something that they can feel, they can see, or even like recreate something, because they have to repaint or do again with all of this artwork. And through the colorful wall paintings, mysterious, symbolic, detailed carvings, or can discover how the Asians lived. For example, be like maybe a little bit how they wore the clothes, the customs, what they ate, maybe how they worked, what they played. It's not just about the kings or the pyramid, the very popular, architecture, but also about all different things like a normal farmers one that Vietnam very well known with the agricultures with farmers, of course, whether it's the same way with the Vietnamese farmer harvesting grain, for example, or it's the same way of family preparing meals from the past until now, and the artists crafting jewelry, for example, and sometimes with all different things. And yeah, this is really interesting me that you choose because every week we dive into different way. Some week we learn about the like a well-known artist like Van Gogh, right? Making very simple thing like the flowers and thing with paper, and they're really nice. Some week we will learn about how we play with color like a monochrome collage. Sometimes we have to do more like a handwork like stain like last week, and um, we doing like a lot of different things we discover about the history. So with art we can play a lot and we can bring them out like a funny ways of learning all different aspects from by making some artwork or drawing or paintings. And thank you so much for choosing this topic. Are there some common symbols or images that appear again and again in Egyptian paintings?
Yeah, there are many symbols that appear again and again in Egyptian paintings. One of them is, for example, which looks like a cross with a loop on top, means life. And yes, every symbol has deep meaning. For example, this symbol means life. Another is the Eye of Horus, which is a special eye that means protection and safety. And you can also see the scarab beetle, which is a little bug that means new life. Ancient Egyptians also painted gods with animal heads, like Anubis, who had the head of a jackal, or Ra, who had the head of falcon and the sun on top. These symbols were very important to the Egyptians, and they really often use these symbols and images in their art. And when we see in our modern life, we understand that it's recall us to ancient Egypt art. We can see it in architecture, for example, so in like our neighbor hotel, and we can sort of see some symbols on our modern clothes, and we also understand that it's something from this ancient art. Yeah. I think that most of us, especially adults, can understand that it's like a recall to Egyptian art because it's very unique, very special.
Interesting. It's I would say it's a really nice the way how they use all the symbols and they make it become painting, and it's quite a unique way and like a signature that it's so hard for people mixing up with that kind of technique with the others. And yes, absolutely, like Egyptian art is full of like again recurring symbols and that help express idea about life, about the powers, about the afterlife also, because that is a strong belief in in the past about the afterlife, and they do have a lot of well-known. It's called a comic book, I guess, and they're talking about the ancient Egypt in the past as well, and they're quite well-known. It's not only about like the artists, not only about the paintings, but also in the literatures. And nowadays, they also still have those kind of stories, comic book, and really, really nice when they talk about the Egypt. And yes, I'm gonna say if we're talking about Egypt, I will talk about pyramid. That's a very iconic architecture already, and it's just so simple triangle, right? And then that's so it's something like for kids, such a simple one. When you're talking about Egypt, immediately architecture coming to your head. Or as you say, the eyes of it's called auras. I'm not sure how to pronounce that word. Auras, Hornets, but they we call like the eyes of Horus, and also known as the Wadjet. And this symbolize protection of the healings, and like the eye shape with that. Yes, and that's just so strong. That's so strong symbol that when you look at, you feel like wow, the meaning from that is really amazing as well. Like I think it's used in the amulet or the tomb painting. They use it on the tombs, and to guard against the evils because again afterlife is some strong belief and they believe a lot in God. Also same with the Asians in the past. So if we have like how to say if we have so much drained or we don't have enough water or less rain or we don't have really a good crop in that years, everyone played and start to praise for God. So that's it. In the past, people already believe about evil, about God, about everything in that time. And a lot of story doesn't matter where they come. The belief of like a strong on them. I'm gonna say like again, these symbols is contain a lot of meaning inside. And like a language say, they carry the deep meaning, have tell story that words alone. I think word alone couldn't capture it, right? So it's so interesting with that kind of situation. And if you're thinking about using this in workshop or visual storytelling activity, all right, really, I believe that it will have a lot of kids and family, even if the parents joins with the kids, because we always suggest the parents should join with the kid to create or to learn something, help them to understand something about Egypt, right? Because Egypt is not really the country that next to like a neighbor country with Vietnam. I do believe that when you talk about Egypt, people will say, "Wow, my God, it's so ancient. It's just a long time already. It's something we're talking about the past here, and they have so depth in the cultures and all the aspects that they have. They're just so powerful culture in this country, and I think that would be really, really interesting for families. That's amazing. So Egyptians are again not only about beautiful but also the window into histories. And now because with this topic we kind of swap a little bit. We do not discuss about the workshop immediately. We did learn a little bit about the Egypt cultures in art and also a little bit like a simple like signature of it what children and parents get from that. And now we should get some more detail into the workshop that where we got inspired to make it happen in this Sunday. So Gulya, would you mind to tell me more like yes, would you want to share more that about the workshop activity this Sunday?
Yeah, I will offer to choose some plot, some symbol or some picture of ancient Egyptian art. For example, it can be woman, ancient Egyptian clothes, and very specific head jewelry. Or kids can choose other plot with. I will show them many pictures, historical, and we will try to it in our own style, in our maybe kids level, but make it try to repeat the most important moment, colorful pictures. We can try to copy specific symbols and interesting shapes, how they drawing part of body, and how they painting faces. We try to copy all these moments because it's really important for ancient Egyptian art. Yeah, we will make our own artworks inspired of Egyptian ancient art. Yeah, but anyway, I always try to offer them to choose what they will draw. Not only one plot of drawing. They will choose what is more interesting for them.
That's
If they want, for example, also drawing pyramids, the main symbol of maybe Egypt, the most popular. They also can use it, and yeah.
Yes, that's really nice. It's mean like the kids have the freedom to choose what they want. The simple like it's just like an idea for them to create their own, right? But they know like this kind of symbol will be we got the idea. We have this kind of symbols from the Egyptians. You can see them in whether any like architectures, or you can see them either in any tomb drawing, paintings, or whatever it's sculpted statue from Egypt, or maybe like if you see in some maybe like a video somewhere about Egypt country, and then you can see this symbol which is showing up so regularly, and that's really fun. So now we're moving to like a fun part, creating. What kind of material you will use for this? Are they have to do like only one colors, or more specific they have to draw, or they have to like collage? Can you just tell me more about the material you will use?
Yeah, I think that I will offer using typical markers. Maybe I will offer them more golden colors, because in many ancient drawing and paintings we find very rich details in gold color, or if it's some sculptures they can make from real gold. I think that I will prepare also golden markers, and they can make it more rich, more than Egyptian art. Yeah, maybe for young kids, I will also offer, because they really like to make collage. I will offer them a little bit cut out also, but most activity will be just drawings by markers. But I want that the drawings will be in this style, so I think we not make difficult and challenging in technique. It will be really easy, but the drawing itself will be more challenging to copy this really unique style.
That's interesting, because last week we learned very technical one from act to volume, and this week we take a break again. We try to let the kids get their own lit, and play again. We try to get the freedom into art for them. Again, the key thing here is imagination. I often make a funny sentence with my kids as well at home, because we watch Sesame Street, and then in one song that they often say like a magic line, they often repeat imaging, 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 and then they move to the next things. And I always say that's one with the kid, and I think that's this time is really nice for them that they have to. I think they try to how to make the shape into their own imagination. What they will use this kind of eyes, right? What they can do with this kind of like simple like things, and they're really nice that you let them decide what they want to do. You're not like tie them up from like holding back from like you have to do like this, you have to use marker like other. But again, like what Gulya said, the creatings here material we can use it mostly like a marker and papers, maybe on the A4 form, right? The kids completely able to choose with their own way to make the artwork. If they want collage, they are feel free to do it. Want to combine the symbolic with the monochrome. That's also another thing. One of the previous workshop that we do already, and I also heard that kind of workshop was so challenge for the kid because they haven't how to say a lot of time mostly most of the time that they do will be like combination of a lot of color, right? And now they have to imaging again, imaging that they just only use only one color with different tones of color. How can they do it? And that's really fun to see all the artwork from the previous workshop as well. And thank you again for Gulya because you bring out like a lot of opportunity for kids to learn in different way, and that is really nice from you to make opportunity for the kid to learn in different way to express themselves, because I do believe like doesn't matter what kind of team that you do, they have their own unique style, and that unique style show themselves, right? Show the person, and that is really nice. You leave the room for them to be themselves in freedom, making their own things. Um, I have a question for you right now. It's like, what do you think is the most fun part in this workshop for children when they create art inspired by another culture? Mhm.
Yeah, I think that children learn a lot more when they use their heads to create something, not only when they read books, for example, and when children make things with their hands like drawing, painting, building, or crafting, they are using their brains in a different way. And they are not only listening or reading, they are doing, and that helps them remember better. Also, creating something helps children feel more connected to what they are learning. And for example, if a child draws a picture of ancient Egypt, they start to think. What did people wear, for example? They understand that I can't drawing modern clothes, or what did the buildings look like? For example, about pyramids, we all know, but we don't know how simple ancient Egyptian people where they live. What color did they use? Maybe. So when they, many questions like this. So they start asking questions and paying attention to them. And it also makes learning more fun. When something is fun, we want to do it more. Usually, and the more we do, the more we learn. Using hands helps children feel proud of their work. They are just they are not just repeating facts. They make something with meaning. They can show it also, and that's why hands-on learning is more powerful.
That's really nice because like whether it's painting with symbols or trying the new materials or learning a dance or rituals or paintings, that goes with art, like all of them, they consider the kind of form of art to any kind of performance. And it's become a playful adventure for kids at that level. Kids love that mix of curiosity and creativity. It's just like traveling without leaving the room, I think. Like, oh yeah, okay, I'm Vietnamese. I got the Egypt workshop by the Russian. How nice we already like overlap all different cultures in one room already, right? So it's really nice that they can just bring the best of that Chinese home, what they and I do believe that they how to say they're always curious about things and it doesn't matter how they do it. I think they some kids very shy, but they might give that question for the parents and the parent can reply to the kids as well. And as you say, like stay like learning that stay with the hand. That really nice. The nice feeling of touching something, doing something by hand. And kids normally also spend a lot of heart and love when they do something. They're very proud of themselves. They spend a lot of energy on that at that quality moment that they try to do something. And just like how to say, kids also love pretending. I do believe they love pretending. So it's a kind of moment for them to not only make something beautiful, but they step into the other someone else world, I guess. Because if you special early age, they pretend to be a teddy, they giving different voices, they play a theater at home by themselves, and through play they also connect with the real history. And the parents can provide some fact into that based on what their interests are, and that really nice. So do you feeling like that the children start asking more questions about history while painting?
Yes, they usually ask more questions when during the process of painting. They usually, yes, they ask many questions. They explore something new and different, different than our modern everyday life, and that's why, yes, I think that they like explore really different and new. That's why they ask a lot.
Yes, kids always have 1,000 questions already. Sometimes, if we have enough energy to answer or reply every single one, but they always have amazing questions for adults. We feeling like we just get it in unexpected way. And sometimes they throw the question that we should feel like, who teach you that? So I feeling like it just doesn't matter if they do. Then generally they're already giving a lot of questions. But definitely here, I think once kids start painting something, inspired by history, the curiosity will kick into the high gear. That as the drawing, for example, like here I know very well-known symbol like will be the pyramid, right? Decorate with the pharaoh, the headdress, like what you just say. They really begin to wonder, like, who built this? For example, who draw it? Why did they wear like that? A ton of questions like from the custom. That they will learning from the ancient people in the past. People believe back then, right? Believe in that kind of thing, where they pray for that. Was it the afterlife? So those kind of things sometimes challenge for adult to answer even. Ask give them a reason to ask. When they do something because they're just not hearing facts, they interact with them it turned history into a story, and they're happy to tell, and that sense of ownership makes them eager to learn more, right? So often see that questions grow deeper and more like imaginative the more they're creative. I'm gonna say, and as I say, like kids already always want to give a question, and they love giving the questions, and that's nice because it's really good for the development. That's really wonderful, and yeah. So painting opened the door to the history as well from this, and kids lead the way with their own questions, I guess. So, and how do you guide the children at that time so they enjoy creating without feeling pressure to be perfect, or even like not the pressure to feeling like that they have to learn history?
Mhm. I always tell children that art is about having fun and expressing themselves, not about making everything perfect. I remind them that everyone's work is different and special in its own way. And I encourage them to try new ideas uh, and make mistakes because that is a part of learning and growing. And I also try to show them that if they are really upset of making mistakes, that most mistakes we can fix. And when children know it's okay to be imperfect, or they feel more relaxed and enjoy the process of creating more. Also, I focus on praising their effort, creativity, and ideas instead of just the final result. And this helps children feel proud of what they do, no matter how it looks. And I also try to show them that maybe more important that they learn something new today, or they can take a new skill and now they can repeat at home, in school, anywhere. I try to create a friendly and safe environment where they can experiment with colors and shapes without fear or judgment. I think that it's completely not allowed in making art, and this way children feel free to explore and enjoy art as a like a fun adventure, maybe like this. For example, when we have really challenging, when we had a few weeks ago monochrome collage, I saw how kids, it was difficult sometimes to them, but one girl, for example, she scratch glitters from one of glittering paper and also the same color, but she wants to add something more, and it's not what I expected because I think I prepare many paper with different with one color but different tones, and yeah, I really wasn't expected that she was scratch glitters, but yes, it also allowed, she won't make it, and she think that it will make her picture more interesting. So it's also okay, and I just bring more glitters in glass boxes to add it. If she want to add glitters, it's also okay. But maybe, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. It's also okay. So freedom in making art, it's the main thing that I want to be. So
I think it's really important for the kid to feel the joyful during the time doing that. the pressure-free creativity for them is to shift the focus from the final product to process of itself. And as you say, like to make them feeling like that they're proud of themselves. And they say that I attend a lot of like a children workshop because when I was in Vietnam, of course, my level is children level. I always say that I'm not an artist, but I love to see the process how the children grow on that. And a lot of children workshop. I always sit among the children around me, but I also have because of course there's a lot of way that I can have the children around. For example, like cutting or scraping with a sharp knife, that kind of thing. I definitely can have. I think I love to throw out the encourage phrases. For example, like of course in Vietnamese, but we say, okay, we can do it. Let's see what happens. You know, or I love to throw some sentence like it's just no way, no wrong way to do it. It's not right or wrong. It's yourself. And those kind of sentences, I do believe that it will open the door for the experimentation, the giving them the choices, like which colors to use or how they interpret a symbol. For example, for the watercolor that we're talking about the colors, what color they use, and even with the color that you already know, how they represent it, right? That you say the girl will scratches it out and in the way that you not expect it. So I'm gonna say like it's have them feel ownership and freedom in how they want to present the final product. It's not about the result of the product that we're talking about. It's about process. And I also separate the effort or the imagination more than the neatness or the realism. I'm gonna say when the kids see their squiggling lines or white idea or the values, they feel way more relaxed and dive deeper into the playing with that because they got the moment that they're feeling like comfortable with the atmosphere as well, right? When you're able to create a joyful atmosphere for them. And sometimes I think like it could be like a mistake friendly. We still consider it could be the mistake, but we say maybe the mistake friendly. And maybe sometimes it's just completely like they try to create the eyes. That's for me. That is the mistake friendly for me. When I draw the face, for example, the eyes is the more important thing to showing a lot. I always fail with eyes, and it destroy completely my drawing. And that's why I don't like to draw at all. But I'm feeling like if I'm not able to make eyes, it's wrong already. The way how I do it is I try to find or look into the unused or the one that I don't use anymore, the newspaper that if they have the eyes of the humans, I often cut them and stick them into my drawing because that's why I don't have to draw it. It's kind of combination of the materials, and that's kind of thing also like how the kids can deal with their problem solve, right? Problem solving skill that coming out for them. And of course, art can be very messy, but also very surprising and still totally magical, like the word beginning Gulya said. And that really nice. I'm gonna say like it's just such an important message for for everyone. The art is about expression, about seeing, like what Gulya said last week. It's not about perfection. It depends on and yes, I think that many parents need to hear that too. I feeling like that. Gulya, after guiding so many children, what do you think is the best gift bringing cultural art like the Egyptian art to them?
I believe the biggest gift is that culture art helps children understand and appreciate different people and their stories. When children learn about Egyptian art. They see how people from a long time ago lived, what they believed in, and what was important to them. This helps children respect other cultures and feel connected to the world. And also, cultural art opens children's mind and imagination, and shows them new ways of thinking and creating. It teaches them that art is not just one style and one cultural art, or one way to making things, and only one cultural context. By exploring Egyptian art and other cultural arts, children gain a deeper knowledge of history and develop creativity that goes beyond their own experience.
That's so beautiful, and for me too, I agree completely what you say. Repassing for different culture is really important, and that's really a biggest gift for kids. I'm gonna say, because you learn grow up, you will realize that you are a part of bigger human story, and that comes us around time and place, and we have to learn respect each other, no matter who you are, where we are. And I love that children connect with history in the joyful way, because history is always a really rough topic to talk about. It's something that can bring a lot of sadness, but something that also bring a lot of proud of. You're proud of something, you're proud of all the heroes, right? So you're proud of your countries, and it's not just about learning; it's living the culture through the creativities, and yeah, it's just beautiful. And I'm gonna say, like, I can already imagine how proud children will feel when they finish their ancient Egyptian inspired painting. So now let's reflect onto the deeper meaning on our cultural arts for children as well. So that would be nice. And of course, we gonna try to summarize again all what we do today. The main thing here is a workshop on Sunday. So Gulya, would you mind to tell us more how we able to join into the workshop, and what's either the title or the themes of the workshop?
Parents should register. It's really very easy. Just message us in Facebook and to our page. Just let us know that you plan to come. Because I usually prepare some samples, and for me, better to know how many kids will be. Every Sunday from 9 till 11, I wait you all here in our gallery to make really interesting and fun activities every Sunday in our gallery.
That's great. And remember, every single Sunday, the kids age from 3 to 12. But again, we suggest parents always have to choose with the kids, especially in early age from 3 to like 6, 7. That's kind of like a mandatory for the parents have to choose with the kids. Older kids will be like easier. Parent can be flexible. We have tutor, we have helper, tend to the volunteers come to our workshop. They spend the time and tend to Gulya and volunteers all for free, because they're willing to spend their times to have the local children to have a enjoy moment making artwork. So yes, thank you so much. And friends, if tonight live stream inspire you, so please join us for the workshop on Sundays at the Janum Tea Shop and PMP Art for Children Galleries for our hands-on workshop. and it's free for children. Again, the family are warmly welcome, because that's the main thing, that we want to create the environment for families. The way you can help us also, every cup of tea you enjoy or any drinks them, you have continue provide the free art workshop. If you would like to support us further, you can donate through the link from the QR code that we have on. Easy way also give us recommendations for the next workshop, inspire us by the way that how you think that we should improve or grow in the futures, or simply subscribe our YouTube channels. Anyway, any comments, feedback from you, really great for us. We will stay connected and help us grow these team communities. So thank you so much for joining us tonight, and thank you. So we wish your children or yourself a weekend full of creativity and joys, and see Gulya and us on Sunday at channel PMP Art for Children. And yes, goodbye everyone.
Thank you. Bye.